Picture this for a moment. It's December 2026, and you're looking back at the last 2 years of your life. You're scrolling through your bank statements, through your savings, and through your debts. And there's that feeling again, that familiar feeling that another year has gone by. There's been a lot of effort, but not a lot of progress. You see, most people don't realize that drifting through another year until something happens. And that something could either be a job loss, it could be a surprise expense, or just the moment that they get to whisper to themselves that, look, I thought I'll be further ahead by now, but unfortunately I'm not. That feeling, it doesn't come from failure. It comes from living without milestones. Milestones stop us from drifting through life. Milestones, they turn another year from passing into a year that we build something. And in this video, we're working through the key money milestones to work towards in 2026, but not as rules, not as a comparison, but as signals that show that your financial life is moving towards the right direction. And so, let's walk through it together. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Josh. I am a finance professional and chartered accountant, and I speak on personal finance, investing, and just everything related to your money. So if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification so that you get updates on new content as they come up on my channel. And today we're speaking on the 2026 milestones which you should hit to get the feeling that your money is headed into the right direction. Before we jump in, here's something important. Money milestones aren't about perfection or hitting the right number. It's about answering three questions. One, are you protected? Are you progressing? And are you positioned for growth? And the journey usually happens in three stages. Stage one, survival. Stage two, stability. Stage three, growth. You see, you don't have to be at the highest level. You just need to know which level you are currently right now and which level you aspire to be. And that's where the real progress starts from. So let's start with stage one, which are your survival milestones. You see, this stage isn't about wealth. It's mostly about breathing room. Because when every emergency knocks you backward, to build progress becomes impossible. And your first 2026 milestone should be to have a cash buffer or a starter emergency savings. This milestone helps you answer a simple question. Do I have any cash set aside to handle unexpected expenses? Very key question. And it's mostly about the amount saved. And for most people, it's in the range of 1,000 to 2,500 for starters, or higher than that if your monthly expenses are a lot higher than 2,500 a month. So you might be in the range of, say, 2,500 to 5,000. That can be your starter emergency savings. Once you hit this milestone, what you're going to prove to yourself is you've broken the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck, you've created your first layer of safety, and you started building financial margin. And this is the most critical, this is the most structural milestone that every other thing will be built upon for the year going forward. When you've hit the first milestone, the second one is you're no longer relying on debt for emergencies. Now, these milestones measures your behavior under pressure, and it answers a simple question. When something goes wrong, what do I actually do? And here's the key thing. It's not about the dollar amount. It's mostly about your reaction pattern to when unexpected things happen to you. And it happens, right? You know you've hit this milestone when your car repair or an accident doesn't force you to take credit card debt. Or let's say you have a pet and your pet probably got sick, or maybe you needed to go to the hospital for some scheduled checkup and you needed to pay some extra bills. You didn't need to rely on debt to pay for that. Your savings actually came to bail you out. When you are operating on this level, just know that you hit the second milestone. And it actually proves that your financial habits have changed, your spending habits have changed. It also proves that your emergency fund is doing what it's supposed to do, and you're no longer sliding backward when life events happens to you because you already have a buffer to fall back to. Now, this milestone is about a behavioral change. And so when you hit this point, you know that you're ready to open the door to stability. You've conquered the first two milestones. You're now operating differently and ready to take on something else. Now, once emergencies stop knocking you backwards, you start to feel a subtle change. You start to feel little changes happening within you, within your mental being as you approach your money. You've then reached a stage where your finances feel a lot more predictable, your stress starts to ease, and you start to feel steady. Yes, that's the word. You feel quite steady. And it's at this point that you've known that you can start working on your stability milestones. And the first of these is building 3 to 6 months of emergency savings to cover your essential expenses. By 2026, the real emergency fund is not just a starter emergency fund, it's a larger one. It's one that's able to cover up to 6 months of your expenses. Now, depending on your situation, the target is a lot different. If your income is stable, try to aim for 3 months of emergency savings. If you are in a single income household, try to aim for 4 to 5 months of emergency savings just because you're in a single income household. However, if your income is variable or you work on a commission basis, that means if you are not sure of what you earn every single month, or if you earn on a gig basis, or if you're doing gig work, try to aim for 6 months. And that's because of the flexibility with your income. So 6 months gives you a lot of buffer to cover any unforeseen circumstances. Yeah. Now, the number isn't about fear, it's mostly about buying yourself time. And when you hit this milestone, you then have enough time. And that is key. Time is everything. Now you have time to change jobs without rushing. Why? You have a bigger buffer to work with. You have time to escape toxic work situations. Why? Exactly. And you also have time to make choices without reacting. Why? Because you have a bigger buffer to work with. Now, imagine you have a safety net that is underneath you, like a strong safety net. That is what this milestone gives you. And 6 months is a lot of time for you to decide. 6 months is a lot of time for you to get things back into shape if life happens to you. After you've hit the third milestone, right, the next one, number 4, is to get rid of high interest debt, or at least reduce it. You see, by 2026, your credit card debt, it shouldn't be some mystery number that you don't really know about. You should already know what your credit card debt is, and you should already have a plan for it. So your credit card debt should be fully paid off, or at least you should be trending downwards. Like, you should be reducing your credit card debt, right? Now, this is not you're going to pay whatever is left at the end of the month, no. Or you're just going to guess at numbers, or just guess at what your credit card balance should be. No, we're not doing that. You should know what your number is, and you should already have a plan to cut down any high interest debt. And you'll know you've hit this number when your credit card balance is trending downwards month after month. That means the amount that you have to pay on your credit card is reducing every single month. Second thing you will know is your interest, like your credit card interest, is not really eating into your progress, which means you basically have zero interest to pay at the end of the month because you're paying back your credit card balance every single month. And finally, you will know when you've hit this number if your cash flow finally feels lighter. That means at the end of the month, after you've saved, after you've invested, after you've paid off your debt, you still have a little bit of cash left over, so you're not feeling pressure in any way. That's when you know you've hit this milestone. And so picture a downward sloping chart, right, where the debt is the one sliding downwards in a slow, steady, and intentional manner. That is the progress we're looking for with this milestone. For the 5th milestone, you should already know what your net worth is. Or at least you should know the direction in which you're trending. So this milestone that measures your net worth is not really about checking if you're rich or not. It's about getting the awareness of yourself, like your financial position, knowing where you stand at the moment. And so by 2026, you should know what you own, you should know what you owe, and you should know whether that gap is increasing. And that gap is the gap between what you own versus what you owe. So even if your net worth is small, even if your net worth is negative, as long as that graph is trending upwards, you're moving forward. And that's where your focus should be, to make sure that the gap is trending upwards. And right now, direction is better than size. So don't worry about your net worth standing if it's negative too much. Just focus on where it is trending. So imagine if your net worth was minus 50K 2 years ago, and last year your net worth is now minus 10K. That direction is actually trending in the right way. So once your foundation is steady, your money finally becomes a tool you can use to grow more, a tool you can use to get more things, rather than seeing your money as a threat. And this is where the real growth begins. And so if you want to find out more about understanding and calculating your net worth, I'm going to plug in another of my videos where I went into details of how to calculate your net worth and what those numbers mean. So after this one, take some time to watch that video. When you've conquered the first 5 milestones, you will notice that you've reached a point of stability. And you also notice it when you stop asking, how do I survive this month? And then you start asking, what am I building? What am I working towards? How is my money growing? What kind of assets am I growing? In that mindset, you're going to shift from playing defense to offense. and you're going to shift from stability to growth. And that's where the real magic happens. For your level 3 milestones, your money starts to work alongside you. Your level 3 milestones mostly focus on growth. And for the 6th milestone, you should be investing consistently. What does investing consistently mean? One, it's not perfect, it's not magical, it's just steady. It's just maintaining a regular pace of investing. And by 2026, the goal shouldn't be having like a fixed amount to invest every single time. The goal is actually developing a habit where you make automatic contributions towards your savings, automatic contributions towards your investing. You also maintain a regular investing rhythm. You can be doing this either bi-weekly or monthly, as long as you maintain that rhythm consistently. And you also develop a long-term mindset. Don't forget that investing is not something you do today and forget tomorrow, or you do it today and take out your money tomorrow. Investing doesn't work that way. Investing is long-term. So when you have this long-term mindset, whether you are doing $150 a month or $1,000 a month, that is when you know you've hit the 6th milestone. And at this point, you're going to invest whether the market is exciting, whether stocks are going up or coming down, you're still going to invest. Whether things are boring, you're still going to invest. Whether you feel uncomfortable, you still invest. Because the point is to build a picture where when you zoom out at the end of the year and you draw a line, we can see an upward chart in the amount of invested assets you have at the end of the year. Why? You maintain consistency. And here's the fun part. Compound interest, the magic of compounding, it only happens when you invest consistently. So if you invest in January and you don't invest again till December, there's really nothing much that can happen in that regard. But if you invest in January, February, March, April, May, all the way to December, you would have captured some compounding effects in your investment journey. And then your money starts to work for you. Moving on to the 7th milestone. And this one really looks about your goals, right? In 2026, at least one major goal should be named, funded, and moving forward. That means it could either be you want to make a down payment on your house, you want to save some money to start a new business, or you want to be debt-free, or you want to save some money to travel, or maybe you want to save some money to buy a car or get married, whichever it is. You just want to have the goal, name it, fund it, and move it in the right direction. So this goal won't be just a dream in your head. It won't just be just a random thing you thought about. This goal should have money chasing it. That means the goal should have a mission and your money should be working towards that mission, because you don't want to rely on motivation alone if there's no money backing it up, right? So at this point, when you hit this milestone, it then feels like your effort is moving somewhere because you can tie your money towards a funded goal. For the 8th and final milestone, your money decisions feel intentional. Listen, this is a quiet milestone that nobody really talks about, but then it changes your life significantly. By 2026, you should be able to spend without guilt, save without fear, and understand what your trade-offs are. You should also feel in control of your direction in life. At this milestone, you stop being emotional about money and you start being very, very strategic with the decisions you take about your money. You stop making irrational decisions with your money, and then you start being very, very strategic, very intentional with the way you spend your money. And for most people, when they hit this stage, that is when they can really say you hit financial freedom. And so bringing it all together, now that we've gone through 8 milestones, here's the truth that I want you to take away from this video. You really don't need to hit every milestone in 2026. You just need to hit the next one. And to do that, it means you need to know where you are and what your next one is. The key thing is you want to make progress, starting from where you are to where you want to be. And if your progress means starting from the first milestone, make sure that you conquer that one, move to the next one. And as you do that, you get the confidence to move to the next one. So if you're already operating on the milestone of financial freedom, your goal is to make sure that you don't fall back to the point where you start afresh. Your goal is to maintain where you are and even build upon that to the next level if there is one. So the confidence you're going to get from conquering each milestone, it gives you strength to continue to build and get yourself to a point of financial freedom. And one day when you look back, you realize that the life that you're currently living, the life that you currently desire, it didn't just happen by chance. It happened because you built it. And so I'm rooting for you to build the life of your dreams. I'm rooting for you to hit financial freedom. And 2026 is the year that we get everything we desire. Now, because I'm very particular about building a community of people who want to help each other, building a community of people who want to move forward, if you need any support turning these milestones into something bigger, something real, something achievable, rather than just motivational speak, I've created a free 2026 Money Milestones Planner that you can download from the description. There's a link in the description below. Now, what this planner is actually going to help you do is to show you the level you're currently at the moment. It will help you map your next milestone, and it also help you track your progress over the year. See, listen, we have 12 months ahead of us, 12 great months to do incredible things. Don't just let the year pass you by. Make sure that your efforts are channeled into places that will move your life forward. Now, if this video has helped you, let me know in the comments how it has helped you, or if you feel that this video will be helpful to someone else, do well to share it with them so that they can benefit from the good things that we've shared and talked about in this video. And we want to make sure that we get the financial reset that we deserve in 2026 to make it a very, very beautiful year for all of us. And your future self will be glad that you did. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.